Hello and welcome to episode 7 of War Machines. As of now, 6 of the 16 spots in the semifinals have been claimed up to this point, and one of these 8 robots will claim the 7th spot. Featured in tonight's heat, we see the BattleBot Season 3 runner-up, the Brazilian Bull, Minotaur, who will take on another BattleBot Season 4 competitor, Nelly the Ellibot. The winner of that will take on the winner of the next matchup, which includes a BattleBot Season 4 fan favorite, Gruff, who will be taking on the Robot Wars Series 6 champion, Tornado. Next, BattleBot Season 4 competitor Scorpios will take on the Robot Wars Series 2 champion, Panic Attack. Finally, the BuggleBots 2-time champion K2 will take on Classic Series BattleBots competitor, Mechavor. If you haven't seen the first 6 episodes of this series, 8 robots compete bracket style for one of these spots in the semifinals. All fights in the first 2 rounds are single elimination fights, while the heat final will be 2 out of 3. The winner of this bracket will automatically secure their spot in the semifinals, while the runner-up will get the opportunity to compete in the last chance episode for one of 4 wildcard spots back into the tournament. Lots of great machines are in this heat and want that semifinal spot. Who will get that spot? Find out as we lead off the episode with Minotaur versus Nelly the Ellibot. This fight about to be underway here. 2 BattleBots competitors about to fight here. Minotaur getting their drum up to speed at the beginning of this one. Nelly with an axe strike trying to nail the top of Minotaur, damage them before taking too many shots of that drum splitter. Nelly losing pieces of that hammer. Lots of weapon-on-weapon collision here, and Minotaur is clearly winning those exchanges. More shots right into the drum of Minotaur from that hammer of Nelly. More pieces of Nelly's hammer goes flying off. And Nelly think they have lost their entire hammer now. Nelly's still attacking with the stick here, not doing much good, but Nelly's now flipped. And I don't think Nelly can self-right here. So I think Minotaur has gotten a knockout with more than 2 minutes currently left on the clock. Countdown going right now. Minotaur pulled off looks like they pulled off a knockout within 1 minute and will move on to the next round, where they will take on the winner of our next match, where we will see Gruff take on Tornado. Tornado going with their drum spinner configuration first to try and provide some extra damage in this fight. Let the bot battle begin. Tornado coming right at Gruff, landing some shots at that drum spinner. Now they're underneath Gruff, doing some damage to the underbelly of Gruff, but now Gruff gets free. Not before taking more shots from that drum spinner. Gruff sends Tornado flying in the air. We have not seen a lot of flips like that in this series so far. As Tornado in the corner there, taking more lift from Gruff, but they are landing more shots at that drum spinner. Tornado's got to get out of the corner. They managed to get that, but knock off some pieces of Gruff, most likely part of those forklifts there. More shots, and Gruff loses one of those forks up front. It's going to be a little bit harder for Gruff to be able to get underneath Tornado and get some lifts in, but right now they're showing that is not much of a problem right now, as they are still flipping Gruff around, or flipping Tornado around. Tornado still landing shots at that drum spinner here as we are a minute in, and I gotta say, this fight has been quite even so far, or in terms of how judges will score these things. Gruff gets flipped, trying to self-right, struggling though. Due to the damage those forks took from Tornado's spinner, but they do manage to self-right. Another big hit sends Tornado on the backside. Tornado's out of the arena, resulting in a knockout for Gruff, and we will see them move on, where they will take on Minotaur in the second round of this heat. Coming up next, Scorpios versus Panic Attack. 2 excellent designs about to battle here. So we'll see Scorpios take on Panic Attack. Let the bot battle begin, as Scorpios and Panic Attack coming right at each other. Both get sent back. Scorpios landing some shots with that saw. Scorpio's best chances at winning this fight is just going to be keep hammering away at Panic Attack with that saw. Panic Attack trying to get underneath Scorpios to try to use that lifter. not having a lot of success so far. Scorpio's underneath Panic Attack, landing a bunch of blows, sending Panic Attack flying. As Panic Attack flipped over, trying to self-right, they finally achieved that. So here we go. Panic Attack finally gets a lift in, but sadly does not flip Scorpios over. Panic Attack going in, trying to flip Scorpios again, still having not much success. Bots coming in for another attack. Scorpios underneath Panic Attack, flips them again. Panic Attack has got to right themselves. Scorpios is not allowing that, keeping the pressure going. We are a minute into this fight, and I'd say Scorpios definitely has the lead in this fight right now. Panic Attack finally underneath Scorpios, trying to get a lift in. Still not having that much success as it flipping Scorpios over. More shots from that saw of Scorpios. Scorpios flips Panic Attack. Panic Attack control board is down, resulting in an instant knockout for Scorpios. Scorpios will move on to the next round. Who will they take on next? Will it be K2 or Mechavor? Who will claim this last spot in the second round of this heat? Let the bot battle begin. Weapon on weapon shot sends Mechavor flying. Mechavor landing some shots, knocking off some pieces of K2, part of the weapon and part of one of the sides. More pieces and a big piece of K2's drum goes flying. It's going to be big trouble for K2, who, if this continues, Mechavor off to a great start. Another big hit, but Mechavor's flipped. Can Mechavor self-right here? K2 coming in for more damage, and Mechavor loses a wheel, but they do self-right. K2 right back on the attack here, doing more damage with that drum, and off comes the weapon of Mechavor, and off comes the top piece. Mechavor is in trouble here. Mechavor, no weapon and no top armor. Mechavor's in trouble. What are they going to do here? Another wheel lost, and the control board is down, resulting in a win for K2 as they will move on to the next round where they will take on Scorpios. Who will win that one? Find out. But first, let's see Minotaur versus Gruff. First fight of the second round. Two very popular battle bots about to battle here. Let the bot battle begin. Minotaur getting that spin up to speed. K2 already lost a piece of their forks, but they do get sent flying. So right now, Gruff bullying Minotaur, pushing them into the corner. Minotaur trying to flip themselves back over and try to do some more damage to that spinner. Gruff is flipped over here. They need to self-right. Minotaur coming in doing more damage to the underbelly of Gruff. Gruff losing more parts to that fork, so it's going to be much harder for them to get underneath Minotaur, but it's clearly possible as they are still getting underneath Minotaur and sending them up into the air. Gruff will likely need to win this fight by knockout here, as Minotaur is causing lots of chaos with that drum spinner. Big hits by Minotaur. As K2 is just struggling, trying to get that flamethrower into action, but other than that, they're not really doing much here. Now, as Minotaur nearly gets put down the pit, but now they're in the corner. Minotaur's got to get out of there. And now more big hits to the front of Gruff. Gruff's durability being well put in play here is even with the damage they have taken so far, they are still functioning almost perfectly here. Some more big pushes by Gruff here, getting at the backside of Minotaur. Can they put Minotaur down the pit? More pieces of that's part of the front that just got lost there. Gruff's got to be careful here. They're taking heavy damage here, and we have almost a minute left in this fight. Minotaur proving that drum spinner is just so powerful as big hit sends both bots flying. Another big shot sends both bots flying, but Gruff is flipped with a minute left in this fight, and they seem to be having trouble self-righting here. 1 minute left to go. Minotaur definitely with the lead. Countdown is starting on Gruff. I don't think they can self-right due to the damage Minotaur did to those forks. Looks like this is going to be a knockout for Minotaur, as Minotaur will claim the first spot in tonight's heat final. Who will they take on? Will it be Scorpios or K2? That fight coming up next. Heat final spot up for grabs here. Who will get it? Will it be K2 or Scorpios? Let the bot battle begin. Scorpios going right for the pit, but now K2 coming in for a big attack. They're underneath Scorpios, doing damage to the underbelly, while Scorpios dropping that saw and doing some damage to the top of K2. As K2's got a countdown going, but now it's turned off due to their movement there. Scorpio's going to try and put K2 in the pit, but they got to not get put in themselves, as K2 clearly winning the ground game here. Off comes the saw of Scorpios. Scorpios without a weapon now, and now stuck in the corner, while K2 has a fully functional drum spinner right now. More like an egg beater spinner, but yeah. Right now, K2 doing lots of damage, and Scorpios goes down the pit in that last push. That'll be a knockout for K2, as they will move on and join Minotaur in the heat final. Winner of this 2 out of 3 match will claim their spot in the semifinals. Who will take match 1? Will it be Minotaur or K2? Match 1 about to be underway here. Let the match 1 of the heat final begin. Minotaur and K2 very similar designs. K2 a larger design. This wouldn't be true if this was Battlebot versus the actual Bugglebot, though. Minotaur getting underneath K2, doing some damage to the underbelly of them, or the top. Some big weapon-on-weapon shots between these two. More weapon-on-weapon exchanges here. I expect we're going to see a lot of those here. K2 losing pieces of their drum, and I think they lost one of the wedgelets, too. Yeah, we're approaching a minute into this fight here. Big piece of K2's drum spinner goes flying off. More pieces of K2's drum spinner going off. A minute into this fight here, I'd say Minotaur's got an early lead here. K2 now underneath Minotaur, doing some damage with their egg beater. And there we go, Minotaur losing control of this fight, and now they're right back on their belly, getting underneath K2 once again. A big hit, and off comes a piece of Minotaur's drum spinner, and they're out of control now. Minotaur now in trouble. Is the turning point of this fight coming here? K2 running like their drum spinner has not taken a single bit of damage, taking complete control of this fight. Halfway through here, K2 might be taking over this fight here, as Minotaur can't flip themselves over here and get going with that spinner. More big damage done to Minotaur from that egg beater. Minotaur loses a wheel. Minotaur could be in trouble here. Minute left to go, and I'd say K2 is taken over. Right into the corner goes Minotaur. 1 minute left to go. I think Minotaur is in trouble right now. Countdown on Minotaur here. Trying to show movement here, trying to force it to a judge's decision. The countdown turned off as Minotaur did show enough controlled movement, but now K2 coming in for another attack. More damage. Looks like Minotaur getting the spinner going, but doing some damage to the top of K2, but Minotaur loses another wheel. I don't think they can move now. 30 seconds left in this fight. Big shot by the drum spinner of K2. 20 seconds left in this fight. Two bots are stuck, I think. K2 trying to get off Minotaur here. Minotaur ain't moving, but looks like they are going to be saved by the bell here. Countdown is starting, but it does not matter. This fight will be going to the judges. First one of the episode. So if you haven't seen the first 6 episodes, these fights will be scored based off a BattleBot 7-point scale, where you get up to 3 points for damage, up to 2 points for aggression, and up to 2 points for control. Now, as for the decision, the judges unanimously scored match 1 of the Heat final in favor of K2, and I agree with that decision as K2 took over for the last 2 minutes of the fight. K2 wins match 1 and will be at an edge towards the spot in the semifinal. Minotaur will need to win this next fight and force a match 3 if they want to win a spot in the semifinals. But if K2 wins match 2, K2 will have officially claimed their spot in the semifinals. Let match 2 of the Heat final begin. Minotaur winning the first weapon-on-weapon exchange. K2 trying to self-right here. They do, and now they are getting underneath Minotaur. These two very similar designs, two very powerful designs here. So this has been an exciting Heat final so far. Big hit by K2 there. Now they're opening up the pit there. Now Minotaur coming in trying to do more damage with that drum spinner. Their K2 lost pieces of their spinner. More pieces of K2's weapon coming off. K2's egg beater just so powerful here, doing some massive damage. Same thing with Minotaur's drum spinner. Piece of Minotaur's drum spinner goes flying, and that is it for Minotaurs. They go down the pit. So K2 will take match 2 by knockout and will claim their spot in the semifinals. We will see Minotaur again in the last chance episode as they will fight in one of 4 rumbles for one of the 4 wildcard spots back into the... Thanks for watching this episode. Thank you for all your support. Be sure to leave a like, a reply, and a subscribe on this channel here. I will hopefully see you at the next episode, and good night.